naturally. So let's continue with our subject on the foods that can help you manage diabetes. It's not enough to manage, to take herbs and spices, which we know already, that can help lower your blood sugar. Now, the desire to lower blood sugar is okay, but when the blood sugar is too low, that is also not good enough. And that is why we want to talk about the foods that can help you with blood sugar. Now, a lot of the foods that some of us are running out for, a good number of them are not even the best choices when managing blood sugar. Example of such food is the unripe plantain. Now, a good number of people, when they hear that unripe plantain is a resistant starch, it's good for diabetics, once they are diagnosed as diabetic or pre-diabetic, they start consuming this food. Now, unripe plantain is a source of carbohydrates, but resistant carbohydrates. Let's get it. The glucose or sugar is released slowly into the bloodstream. That is why. So it can help to give energy to diabetics without spiking their blood sugar that way. But when you continue eating it for a long time, it doesn't solve that problem of helping you in diabetes management, sorry. And so when you are looking for food, you start first of all with the plant-based legumes. Plant-based legumes and seeds. Then also the animal protein has to be there, but that has to be in moderation. It has to be less than the plant-based, because plant-based are higher in fiber, and you need fiber to manage diabetes. You need fiber to manage diabetes. So I want to highlight some of the things that we need to focus on to help us with our blood sugar. Apart from the herbs that can help you lower blood sugar, you need to focus more on the protein, because protein is the building block. Now, if you are not getting enough daily protein, it is still difficult to manage your blood sugar. Yes, because I've heard some people complain of their blood sugar going too low. It is common with seniors. And let me also highlight the fact that when the blood sugar goes very low, it is even more, it appears to me to be more of a very more difficult situation. It is as life-threatening as the other one. People are afraid of high blood sugar. You should also be afraid of low blood sugar. And so if you are consuming foods that are not rich in protein and healthy fats, if you are not consuming fiber in your diet, fiber, healthy fats, proteins, complete proteins, some proteins are not complete. I want to talk about it. Beans is a source of protein, and it's a source of fiber. Beans contains carbohydrates too. But a good number of diabetics, they like to combine beans and rice. Some like to combine beans and yam. Some like to combine beans and plantain. These are poor combinations because it's going to spike the blood sugar. So you put down, among all the legumes, you have the chickpea, the chicken pea, the black-eyed cowpea, we have the pinto beans, we have the kidney beans, we have a lot of them in this, even the green beans, all of them in the legumes family. So the diabetics can eat freely from them, although there are some of them that are quite high in fiber, like the pigeon pea. Yes, the pigeon pea, they call it fio in the eastern part of Nigeria. Now, that chicken pigeon pea is quite high in fiber and is very good. It's low in calorie too. It's very good. If you are trying to choose among the legumes, the one that you is a very good one. Then the black-eyed cowpea is good too. So among those legumes, they are no two of them is the same. So if you are consuming beans or legume for managing blood sugar, you need to select the one that is best for you. Then another food that is very good is the boiled egg. It won't spike your sugar. Some of you are afraid of cholesterol. It won't even increase your bad cholesterol. Egg is good. It has high amount of vitamin A for the eyes. It's low in calorie and it contains complete amino acids. We've said this before, that diabetics should embrace egg as part of the food in their diet. This is also in addition to other animal proteins like the goat meat, the turkey meat, the chicken, the cow meat, all kinds of meats. Taken in moderation, they are good because they won't spike your sugar and they contain complete amino acid. So those who are managing diabetes should stop avoiding these healthy foods completely, but should take them in moderation. All this meat, fish, particularly fatty fish. Now I want to say something about fatty fish. About fish, a lot of people are consuming any fish. All the fishes are not the same. I have consumed, there is a fish they call shower. Some of us in this area, you know the fish. It doesn't contain nutrients that controls your blood sugar. I've done a test on it using myself. So it is not all the fish it does not contain healthy fats. Some of you are consuming it and you say, I don't eat meat, I eat fish. When you want to eat fish, go for fatty fish. And the fatty fish, we are not talking about this home farmed catfish. It contains fat, but it is not in the list of fatty fish. You can consume it moderately, but it's not a heart-healthy fish. The catfish that you know. The catfish is higher in omega-9. You can take it, it's a source of protein, but do not focus on it as a very healthy fish. The healthiest of the fishes are the mackerel, the sardines. Of course, sardine is my favorite. The canned sardine, I remove the oils. I've said that before. So these are the category of fishes that contain omega-3 fatty acids that helps us with our joints, that helps us to repair our cartilage. That is and it supports heart health and the brain health. So the omega-3 fatty fish sources are the ones you should go for. And in case you don't have access to them or you don't have enough, you can get the supplement once in a while, the fish oil. You can have it occasionally. That's what I do to help you, because they help you with your eyes. These are key organs. They help you with circulation. They won't clog your arteries. They help with your joints, with your bones, with your teeth. And so you have to, put them among the foods that you should be eating to get your protein. Then apart from this, another source of protein that you need to focus on are the nuts. And among the nuts, the peanut is my number one in terms of protein. So peanut contains a good amount of protein, though it's inflammatory in a way. But when you are looking at food that contains protein, talking of the nuts, peanut is a source of protein you can embrace. And then there are other nuts that you can embrace, like the pumpkin seeds. But nuts are majorly for healthy fats. Now, without healthy fats, it's also difficult to manage diabetes. Without healthy fat, it is difficult to manage diabetes. A lot of people are not taking this matter of healthy fat seriously. So some people are told that their cholesterol is high, and because of that, they start avoiding all the fats. They don't want any fat in their diet. And the risk of not having healthy fat is even more than the risk of having it. Having it the other way. Because if you are not getting healthy fat, your heart will not function at its best because your heart needs it. You need it for your colon health. The healthy fat, these are the fat found in avocados, fat found in walnut, peanut, cashew nut, the fat found in things like olive oil, compressed olive oil, coconut, macadamia nuts, all the nuts, including the seeds, like sesame seeds. These are nuts and seeds that contains healthy fats for your heart. And so if you are trying to manage diabetes and you are not having your eyes on healthy fats, it will be difficult to control your blood sugar. Yes, it will be difficult to manage blood sugar. I'm worried why their blood sugar is not responding, why they've been trying to lower it and it's not responding. If you are not getting healthy fats, you may see have a problem in managing whether it's your blood sugar or your blood pressure. So you need to focus a little more on the healthy fats. You have to feature it in your diet on a daily basis. Now, the red palm oil is a source of healthy fats too. It's the one a lot of people are familiar with, even though we have a lot of adulterated red palm oil, but we have good fat in the red palm oil, but we also have saturated fat in it. And it's not one of the oils that you should consume in large amount if you are, because of the possibility of clogging arteries. Although some people are trying to argue about the clogging arteries, maybe because there are too many fake red palm oils, too many adulterated palm oil. But I think going by the profile of red palm oil, it's not one of the best oil that you should. It's good for cooking, it's good because it has a high smoke point, it has a good taste when you add it to your meal, it helps to digest your food, gives you energy. But when you are reaching certain age, like 60 years, you are 50, not even 60, don't have to get to 60, you will start noticing that the oil appears to be too heavy for you because of the saturated fat. The oil, the red palm oil, you start observing that it may not actually be the best for older seniors. That is, after your menopause or during the menopause, you may no longer be enjoying it. You feel it's heavy. So you start looking for other oils with more antioxidant properties. Other oils with better profile, like olive oil. Other oils that won't clog your arteries. These are the oils that those that are managing diabetes and the pre-diabetics should embrace. As for me, I cook with organic peanut oil. I've been cooking with it for more than since 2009, I think. That's the oil I've been using, and it has always kept my cholesterol at a good level, and it has a very good taste. But before I made a choice of it, it took a long time searching for good oil, because oil plays a very important role in managing diabetes, fats and oil. And now it's not only the fats and oil, in managing diabetes, also in managing other ailments, including high blood pressure. Oil, fats and oil plays a very important role, and we must not take it for granted. Talking of fats and oil, we must not take it for granted. Naturally occurring fats, not the trans fats that you can see from processed foods. They are one of your worst enemies if you are trying to manage diabetes. Now, other sources of proteins, remember we're talking of proteins, are from the grains. You look at the grains like millet. Now, some people are diabetic, but they're still taking white pap, they're still taking yellow pap, they're taking with beans. It's not a good combination, my dear. If you go to the grains, it will continue to spike your sugar. If you go to the wheat is not your friend, but you can have it occasionally because of the fiber. But don't embrace wheat because of the gluten in it, because gluten is not your friend. Occasionally you can go for wheat. That's what I do, because wheat also is a sort of the big group of vitamins that occurs naturally, and magnesium also, which is good for our heart. So because of this, I occasionally go for it. As long as that nutrient occurs naturally, I like to go for it. And then apart from that, all the grains like the millet, the sorghum jowar, sorghum bicolor, all of them, you can have them moderately. But the one that is top is that millet, because of the protein. You can use it, you can grind it and use it to do your swallow, your so-called swallow. You can also pair it with a little amount of root vegetable like cassava to make your swallow once in a while, because of the protein in it. Then another protein source that you can also make use of is the soya beans. The soya beans is a complete protein. And I've said it before, if you are trying to manage diabetes, you need to embrace foods like that in moderation. It's a very good source of protein, and it's good source of energy, big group of vitamins, and even magnesium and other heart supporting nutrients. So soya beans is good for diabetes and pre-diabetics. But as you are getting older or you are entering your 60 years, you have to reduce the quantity of soya beans, because soya beans is hard to digest. Number 2 is mildly inflammatory. Then number 3 is very high in iron. So you don't need to consume food that are too high in iron, and it's not a very kidney friendly food. So because of this, seniors who are up to 60 should reduce the soya beans. Though, as for me, I still include it, but in smaller amount. Now, the soya beans also has something that we need to know, apart from the fact that it's high in oxalic acid, which is not kidney friendly. The soya beans can also help you if you are losing weight too much. Now, some people complain, oh, they are losing weight, that so people are complaining. This is one of the challenges when you are restricting yourself to a lot of food. So a lot of people come complaining, people are saying they're going very slim, they're becoming very skinny. When you take out things like milk, things like bread, things like pap, and you eat beans in moderation, and you are focusing on building your muscles, definitely you will start noticing a gradual drop in your weight. And it's not something for you to start to panic that, why am I losing weight? Because these are the things that cause those weight gain. And as you're getting older, you don't even need them. You don't need those weight gain as you're getting older, because they will be placing more weight on your bones, which over time may start creating a problem of bone issues. You start having pains, joint pains, because of excess body weight. So adding weight is not something to worry about if you are told that you're losing weight as a diabetic or pre-diabetic. You don't have to worry. As long as you are strong and hale and hearty, and you are eating right, you're exercising. If you are making dietary changes again and again, gradually you will notice that your weight begins to drop. That is what I noticed, because at one point I was still taking bread little. Then over time, and by that time I was still, because of the bread I eat, you still see some chubby thing around my face. Then after some time, I was now feeling, okay, let me take a little cracker. It took a long time, my dear, and you have to make the decision. Start taking biscuit. Biscuit is even more acidic, but it will still make you to be having small weight around your face. which as you clock 60, you don't need them. Sometimes when I look at the picture, I mean the videos, that's why these videos are good. You can always compare yourself with them. So when I look at the videos I made when I was eating bread and all this stuff, and I compare it with the videos I made, my look after I dropped those processed foods completely, I noticed that there's the skin comes out better, looks better. And I have heard people who even say it. And so it's not something that you should be worrying that you're losing weight as long as you're feeling healthy. So take from the grains, millet, guinea corn, sorghum bicolor is the popular name, and then you get another group of foods you need to choose from are the seeds. The seeds will help you. Pumpkin seed, sunflower seed, sesame seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds. These are the seeds that the diabetics should be looking for. Fennel seeds, fenugreek seeds. If you include one or two of these seeds in your diet, you'll be getting some of the nutrients you need without even spiking your sugar. So you need to start including seeds, because a good number of us are not even familiar with seeds until we start noticing that our body is lacking in some of the minerals, and we can get them in seeds. And then another group of food where you can get some amount of the nutrients you need to manage diabetes are the vegetables. Vegetables like okra, the African bush mango, call it okra, green vegetables, even the low-calorie vegetables like carrots and cabbage, they are very good. Cucumber, they are all food that can help you if you are managing diabetes. The worst enemy are the trans fats and the processed foods. So you get these foods that are raw cooked, because your body is usually able to absorb them. Absorption is always almost 100% when the food is raw. Not that you should eat more of the raw foods all the time, because it may start irritating the thyroid. It's something I tried some years back. That's why that slogan, moderation is our rule, is there. You don't have to overdo any of them. Just a little to the right, a little to the left. Ensure that you include the raw foods, raw vegetables. There are so many of them. You can pick from the one, including papaya. Foods like papaya. I used to think that papaya was an enemy of diabetes until lately I found out that it was actually the bread and the biscuits and the processed foods that were the problem. But the natural foods are not the problem when you consume them in moderation. Orange, you should just take one at most. Stay away from those processed foods, the spices, occasional grains. Then you won't have to worry, my dear, about your blood sugar, because blood sugar management, diabetes management is not difficult. But when you do not understand the foods you are to eat, the category that you are to choose from, it looks like it's difficult. Some people say that they have been taking a plantain, the thing is rising again. Some people say they are taking sweet potatoes, it's rising again. No, the point is, there are times when your body needs those foods, but there are times also when it doesn't need them. That's what I tell people. I take those foods, but only when I need them. But I know that they shouldn't be top on the list of any senior, not just diabetic, but any senior. They should not be top on your list. They should be among foods that you should take occasionally. Foods like this cassava root. It doesn't spike sugar, but no, it's not protein. So you see, take it moderately. That's what I do. You take your sweet potato moderately. The brown rice, you take it moderately. There are all sorts of carbohydrates. But when you include quality protein in your rice and vegetables, include vegetables, it's not going to spike your sugar. something I have tried and it never did. The problem is when we are not consuming it with protein. That is when we complain that the blood sugar is rising. And when we are also not getting enough daily protein. Of course, you know the role of exercising. We don't need to start overflogging it. You have to exercise on a daily basis. You have to observe your water therapy in the morning. Ensure that you are properly hydrated at all times. You need to reduce stress, because when the body is stressed out, managing blood sugar becomes a problem. That is it. Whether it's emotional stress, whether it's physical stress or psychological stress, wherever the stress is coming from, we are all in it together. And I pray that God will help us. So it is not something that we need to go to stay long. I do not intend, but still somehow I want to be sure that the setting of the life is as I expect it to be. And hopefully we'll continue to go live and nothing is going to stop us. If you have any question regarding blood sugar or how you can lower it, or you have been struggling to lower your own and it's not working, please drop it in the comment. I'll be reading to respond to you accordingly. Thank you for watching. See you again.